Hello, friends! If you love pineapple, you definitely don't want to skip this video. We've all been there, when you brought home a pineapple that looks perfect on the outside, but turns out sour and dry on the inside. It's a total letdown, right? Well, not anymore. In just a few seconds, and with just one glance, you'll be able to pick a perfectly sweet, juicy pineapple like a pro. I'm sharing 4 quick tips that'll save you from the guesswork and the disappointment. So stick around to the end. You don't want to miss these pineapple picking secrets. The very first, and most important, thing to look for when choosing a sweet, juicy pineapple is the color. Ideally, you want a pineapple that shows a mix of yellow and green, or even one that's mostly yellow with just a touch of green. These are in their prime eating window, which means they are not underripe and not overripe. Look closely at those diamond-shaped segments on the pineapple's skin. A sweet pineapple will have a nice golden yellow tone in the center of the diamond, surrounded by just a little green around the edges. That balance is the sweet spot that you are literally looking for. Now, if the pineapple is completely green, it may look fresh, but it's probably underripe. These tend to be more sour and can even cause that sharp, burning feeling in your mouth. So, the green ones are not ideal. If you're planning to eat it in a few days, a mostly green one may work. It'll probably change color while on the counter. It is, however, important to understand that even though the pineapples can sometimes change color after being picked, they will not actually ripen further, as in the case of fruits like banana. This is because pineapples are non-climacteric fruits, meaning they don't produce a burst of ethylene gas after harvest. Ethylene gas is a plant hormone responsible for significant ripening changes in fruits, like softening and increased sweetness. The somewhat change in color you see when the pineapple is on the counter is mainly due to the degradation of chlorophyll and not a true increase in sweetness or improved texture. On the flip side, pineapples that are completely golden yellow can be very sweet. But be cautious. In North America, it's rare to find them fully golden in stores, unless they're starting to over-ripen. These will feel softer to the touch and may have some brown spots, a sign that they're just about to go bad. If you choose one of those, eat it right away. If you're enjoying this video and will love to see more helpful tips like this, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss anything I upload. The second thing you'll want to check when picking the perfect pineapple is the stem or core. This is that circular base at the very bottom of the fruit. Now here's why this is important. The core is actually a continuation of the plant's stem, and it runs right through the center of the pineapple. The size and condition of this stem can give you important clues about both freshness and edible flesh content. Generally, a smaller core means a smaller, tighter stem, which often means more juicy, edible fruit. A larger, thicker stem, on the other hand, usually means a larger central core, which is tougher and less pleasant to eat. Most people avoid the core because of its fibrous texture, so if you're looking to get the most out of your pineapple, a smaller stem is a good sign. But here's something most people don't know. While bromelain, a powerful enzyme, is found throughout the pineapple, the highest concentration is actually in the stem. Bromelain helps the body digest proteins more efficiently and has been studied for its role in reducing inflammation, aiding wound healing, easing nasal swelling, and even supporting immune function. So, if you do use the core, let's say you just eat them or use them in smoothies, you'll be getting some extra health benefits. Now, back to choosing the fruit. Look at the bottom stem and make sure it appears slightly dry, but still fresh, not dark, mushy, or moldy. A fresh-looking base suggests the pineapple was harvested recently and still retains most of its natural moisture and flavor. If the stem looks dried out or moldy, that's a red flag. It means the pineapple is likely old, has lost moisture, and won't be nearly as juicy or flavorful. The third tip is a detail that most people completely overlook, but it's actually a huge clue to a pineapple's freshness. Check the cluster of leaves on top, also known as the crown. Just by observing the look and feel of the leaves, you can get a good idea of whether your pineapple is fresh, ripe, and ready to eat. If the leaves are long, green, and vibrant, That's a great sign. It usually means the pineapple was harvested recently, is still juicy, and likely grew in healthy soil with good conditions. These pineapples tend to be sweeter and more flavorful, but if the leaves are looking wilted, sparse, curling at the edges, or dried out, that could mean the fruit is dehydrated or past its prime, and that usually means less juice and dull flavor. You can also do a simple ripeness test on the leaves. Try gently pulling on one of the center leaves in the crown. If it slips out easily, the pineapple is perfectly ripe and will be sweet and juicy. If it's hard to pull or resists a bit, the pineapple is probably still unripe and may need a few more days to soften at room temperature. So next time you're in the store, give the crown a little tug. It's one of the quickest ways to judge if you've found the one. All right, before I cut into these pineapples and show you the real difference in texture and taste, here's the fourth tip, and it's all about using your senses. First up is the weight. When comparing pineapples of similar size, always go for the one that feels heavier in your hands. A heavier pineapple usually means it's packed with natural juice, making it riper and sweeter. On the other hand, a pineapple that feels light may be dried out and lacking that juicy goodness. Next is the press test. Gently squeeze the pineapple. It should feel firm, but with just a bit of give when you apply pressure. That subtle softness means it's ripe and ready. If it's too soft, especially if liquid seeps out, it's likely overripe. If it's rock hard, it's probably unripe. You can also do a sniff test. Give the base of the pineapple a quick sniff. A ripe pineapple will have a sweet, fruity aroma right near the bottom. If it has no scent, it might not be fully ripe yet. But if it smells too strong, fermented, or sour, that's a sign it's overripe or starting to spoil. These quick checks, weight, touch, and smell, are super reliable and take just seconds in the store. All right, now let's put these tips to the test and cut into all three pineapples to see how they compare in texture, color, and taste. Pineapple number 1 has a mostly green hue. Remember, this one looked underripe. Pineapple number 2 has that ideal mix of green and yellow, a strong candidate for peak ripeness. And for pineapple number 3, it has deep yellow clusters and some brown spots, possibly a sign that it's overripe. Let's slice them open and take a closer look at the flesh color, juiciness, and do a quick taste test to see how accurate our selection tips were. Remember that pineapple offers several health benefits due to its rich nutrient and enzyme content. It's a good source of vitamin C, manganese, and antioxidants, which can boost immunity and protect against cell damage. Its anti-inflammatory properties may help reduce inflammation and pain associated with conditions like arthritis and muscle soreness. The bromelain in pineapple also aids in breaking down proteins, which can help with digestion and reduce bloating. So, it's always a good idea to eat some pineapples after eating your meals. Let's talk about how each pineapple felt, looked, and tasted. Starting with the first one. Pineapple number 1 had a much tougher skin, and I could definitely feel that when cutting. It took more effort to slice through. On the inside, the flesh was a pale yellow, which lines up with what we expected. It's not fully ripe. And when I tasted it, it was sour, with a bit of that classic mouth irritation you get from underripe pineapple, just as predicted. Pineapple number 2, the one with the green and yellow mix, was easier to cut, slightly soft to the touch, but still held its shape. The inside had a beautiful, even yellow color. And the taste? Juicy, balanced, sweet, but not too soft. This is the perfect ripeness stage. Personally, this is always the type I go for. And now, pineapple number 3, the one with deep yellow clusters and a few brown spots. It was very soft and had a lot of juice. The flesh was ultra soft, almost melting. And the taste? Very sweet, almost like candy. If you like super sweet pineapple and plan to eat it right away, this one's for you. But keep in mind, it's just on the edge of being overripe. So there you have it, texture, color, and taste, all lined up exactly as the ripeness tip suggested. Now you can confidently use these 4 simple tips to choose a pineapple that's ripe, sweet, and incredibly juicy. In my next video, I'll show you how to cut a pineapple beautifully without making a mess or getting juice all over your counter. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 4 tips are you most excited to try the next time you go shopping? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and send it to a friend who loves pineapple as much as you do. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one.